Please help me welcome to the Amplify stage, Nikki Valencia.
Growing up, I experienced devastating sexual and physical abuses. Because of this abuse, I spent almost 20 years running from my body, protecting myself from those desperately awful feelings. I did not want to feel them. So, at age 11, I started using drugs and alcohol to dull them. By my 20s, it was so bad that one night, after almost losing my job, I locked myself in a hotel room with 4 friends, gallon-sized bag of cocaine, some other drugs, and washed it all down with Bloody Marys. Because I needed all of it to numb my pain. They say in AA that you never forget your last drink, and I will never forget mine. That night, I fell, I cracked my forehead open, and I woke up in bed to a man I didn't even know. And worse, I had no idea where I was. I was filled. I was lost and filled with shame. I missed work, so the next day I was forced to go to company medical. Seeing my bruised and swollen face, the doctor gasps and says, "Oh my God, who did this to you? We can have them arrested." I was horrified hearing the words come out of my mouth. No one. I did this all to myself. As I said the words, I could hear my acknowledgement of the truth for the very first time. And while I'd been a victim of sexual and physical abuse, the act of numbing my feelings because of it, now that was all my doing. It was in that moment I knew I needed to make a change or die. So within 2 weeks, I got myself into AA. And while there, I was given the ability to notice and feel my body sensations, or more accurately said in my case, rediscover my body sensations. These sensations are the body's way of perceiving an external stimulus through sight, smell, hearing, taste, touch. As someone who's abused as often as I was, I developed a strong skill in using these senses. They kept me safe and aware of my surroundings. But the drugs and alcohol dulled them. However, I found the longer I stayed sober, the more in tune I was with these sensations. And I have now been sober for 41 years. Now, the sensations I rediscovered when I was first sober, I named them yuck and yum. And it has completely altered my life. Yuck and yum allows me to pay attention to my body, the sensations, the feelings. Simply put, yum indicates a feeling of like, I love this. I like what's going on. Or that yuck, icky, bad feeling. Oof. And it's simple. Tuning into yuck and yum helps me notice my body's sensations without giving any more meaning to those thoughts that add a whole lot of stinky drama to my life. And when I'm aware of these senses and identify them as yuck and yum, I find it diverts my attention away from my thoughts, leaving me with the truest guide for my life, my very own body sensations. When I listen with all my body, I notice all kinds of feelings I might otherwise miss. And when I really listen, and allow the feelings to just be there. It acts like my own internal navigating system, and it's directing me at all times. So, why would I want to numb these feelings? And if you haven't noticed, you have the ability to use your senses as a guide too. It's a natural, God given, intuitive response of your body. We all have it, you know. You've ever experienced a hunch or maybe that gut feeling or the times when the hair on the back of your neck stands up when you meet somebody questionable? Or maybe your stomach knots up when you're faced with a difficult situation. You ever had those feelings? My guess? The answer would be yes. But the real question is, are you listening to them? My guess? The answer is no. So I'm going to ask you to try it out now. As you listen to the rest of my talk, I'd like you to listen in a particular way. I'd like you to listen with your senses. Notice your yuck and yum. Give your thoughts a break and feel your way through. I'm so very grateful I had this practice under my belt because when my wife died, I needed every single bit of it. In my early 30s, I met Joanne. We were together for 26 years, and I am married for the last 2. She died September 2019. Using yuck and yum allows me to move through her death with grace. However, when I first lost her, it struck me at my core. I was so numb with grief, it brought me to my knees. All I could do was rely on my instincts. Yuck and yum. Basic things were difficult. I just didn't have it in me to even think. I could only follow each instinct as it came. Like when it was time to pay bills, I filled up with yuck. I don't want to do it. But I didn't resist. I let it be there. And I used it to get the job done. Yum. After Joe passed, I noticed a lot of yuck. When I looked at her pictures, as much as my thoughts wanted me to resist it, I kept noticing the yuck. And in doing so, what emerged was a recognition that these sensations were only there because of how much I love her. So now, when I look at her pictures, all I see is yum. A couple of days before the new year, I noticed my wedding ring was unraveling. Yuck in my body. So I quickly fix it because I have every intention of wearing my wedding ring forever. But the next day, I notice it's cutting my pinky finger. Yuck again. Then it dawns on me. Oh, maybe it's time to take it off. For practical reasons, for sure, it's cutting my pinky. But the main sense I got from my body's intuition was new year, new intention, and it's time to take it off and move on. It's okay, babe, I said. I won't resist. As soon as I removed the ring, there it was. Yum. And I understood the simplicity of that sign. Yuck and yum are navigating me well. That was confirmed again on New Year's Day when we honored Joe's memory. She was a Southern woman to her core. So we celebrated with black-eyed peas, cornbread, and greens. And after we ate, I went to my room to lay down in the peace of the silence. All of a sudden, I noticed a white heart shining through the window, And it's reflecting directly onto Joe's picture. And I have a sense that it's her saying, Happy New Year, honey. I'm with you. And it's okay to move forward. Oh, how the yum fills my body. Can you feel it? Can you feel the yuck and yum? If you can, that's great. That's all you need to do. Feel it. Now, you may find it's easier to feel yuck and yum when it's someone else's journey you're feeling, right? But what happens when you're faced with feeling it about your own life? You may notice a tendency to make yuck wrong. So when using yuck and yum, there's only one rule. No make wrong. No make wrong is giving no meaning to any thought while noticing the sensations of your body. It gives you permission for the sensations to just be there as they are. Simply breathe in, no make wrong. And that allows it to just be there, allowing it to release from your body. Are you disregarding what your body's telling you to keep up the pace of a busy life or trudging through fatigue? Have you mentally abused your body with drugs, alcohol, junk food, or the like in an attempt to silence the negative thoughts that oddly seem to grow rather than dissipate with your numbness? This fixation on your thoughts, it leaves you living in your mind and disconnected from reality. So use your internal navigation system, the one you were born with, your senses. Our experiences with intuition are not throwaways. They're there to guide us. Eckhart Tolle says, intuition comes out of being present. It does not come out of the conditioning of your mind. There's something certain about it. There's a quiet strength behind your feeling. You just know this is right. Sensing is your birthright and your journey to discover. However, no one can do it for you. No one. Using this tool and allowing these feelings to exist, I've gone from being reactive 100% of the time, and yes, 100% of the time, to maybe about 15% using yuck and yum. And I stand here before you in the midst of my healing because of yuck and yum. You are designed to sense. You're born with it. Hey, notice the yuck and yum in your body with no make wrong. It will guide you gently and powerfully to exactly where you're meant to be. Thank you.